Okay, here we are, DC6, trying to set up to come into Kathmandu Airport, and this promises to be quite an interesting landing. So I'm going to have to go through my checklists. So, sink rate 1,000 feet a minute, that's a bit optimistic. I've only got to drop 800 feet a minute, so just nose down a little bit. Mixture is still auto lean, carb heat is fine, cowl flaps are closed. We are on main tanks, crossfeed is off, cabin pressurisation is set, windscreen heat control about 0 degrees, so we're going to leave it set 10 to 0 degrees. Anti-ice, we've got that set as off. Instrument and radio inverter needs to be opposite. Passenger signs, we don't have any. Hydraulic system on. We've set our local QNH. Our blowers are on low. RPM should be 2,200. We're not actually losing any altitude, are we? There we go. Manifold pressure set to 26, so let's unlock the throttles. "26 inches. There we go, maybe a bit too far on that one. Sink rate 1000, BMEP is all good. Okay, we picked up the VOR for Kathmandu. I'm not overly keen on sinking to 9,000 feet, but little nav map says we should be okay, so we're going to go for it. Okay, so that's our descent checklist set. Okay, we've just crossed over the VOR, so we're going to head 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 notches to the right. We want to head on 37 magnetic. 6, 7. Start levelling off at 9,000 feet. We'll try to at least. There we go, let's level the wings about there and try and capture the radial out. Okay, mixture auto rich. Cowl flaps open 4 degrees. Make sure at least one engine's worth of cowl flaps is open. Yep. We're good. Radials coming in. It's good. We're maintaining our altitude now. 9,000 feet. That looks ominous, doesn't it? Right. Set to keep RPM at 2,200. Let's just edge those back a little bit. Set keep throttle at 26 inches. Airspeed should be slowing down, yep, I would hope so too. If required, lower power down to 70 to 100 BMEP. We are definitely going to want it back at, I think, about 80. (170 knots), we're at 190 still, so we're okay. And we're a little bit off the radial. Yep. Already down at 180, that's good. Okay. So this is where I have fun with the the trim. I think it needs to be about there. Okay, flaps down 10 degrees. We're looking to be 26 nautical miles on this. I think while this is going on, we're going to just swap over straight away. So 1132, and we should be heading, looking at a little nav map, 22 degrees magnetic. It's 21, 2. So we're at 160, so we can go flaps 15. We're about £70,000, so let's have a look up here. £70,000, we're looking at 135. And there we go, flaps 20. Radial's coming in. So we want to try and now hold it, but we also want to be in control of the aircraft to make sure trim's as set as possible, so manually controlling now. Or trying to. We're looking for 135 knots. Doesn't say to do this yet either, but I think I'm going to put the landing lights on rather than panic about it in a little bit. Ooh, quite a lot of bumping going on. Okay, we're on the radial. We've got to maintain about 9,000 feet until we're 11 nautical miles out. Losing quite a bit of altitude here, which was not what I wanted, so go. Okay, there we go, and on. Oh, blimey, there we go. Give it a touch more on the throttles. Let's go to 90. Work quite hard here to keep the aeroplane level. until we're 9 nautical miles out, we want to stay at this altitude, and we are 11 now. And gaining altitude, which we don't want. As soon as we get to 9 nautical miles, we're dropping the gear. This is not a small aeroplane, and I'm being thrown around a lot here. It's 10 nautical miles. Everything seems to suggest we're on the radial but too high, and height is not our friend. Well, it is our friend, but we don't want to be too high because we're coming in at more than 3 degrees. I'm going gear down now. Flaps set 30, trim down. The flight sim decides to go all stuttery. We're a little bit off. Right. So at DME6 we want to be at 7,000 feet. So we are going to reduce our throttles now to 70. There we go. We want auto feathering on. We don't want auto feathering on, but we're told that we should. DME 7, we should be at 7,000 feet. We're way too high. I don't think we're going to make this unless we go full flaps. Maintain 1,000 feet a minute sink rate. We'll try to. We're off the radial again. So we are 6 nautical miles out. Should be at 7,200, so we're a bit high, but that's okay because we're going to wing it. Engines aren't balanced. There we go. Thank you very much for telling me that right now. Okay, 4 nautical miles out. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I think. Yeah. A long way off the radial again. I think we're going to have to circle, but we'll see. Turned a bit too far there. $1,500 feet a minute. Is that a runway in front of me? That is a runway in front of me. We're so high. I don't think I can get in there. I can either just chop power, but that's going to ruin my engines, so I think what we're going to do is circle. So we're going to trim for 500 feet a minute. I think we want to be about 1,000 feet, maybe 2,000 feet lower. We lost so much altitude that We've powered up our engines again, haven't we? Trying to maintain 70 BMEP. There we go. Little Navbaps decided to stop displaying the glide slope information, so I'm guessing now. Great. Could do with seeing the runway, which I can't. Losing too much altitude. Bring the flaps up a little bit. Could do with that radial coming in so I can see where I am. There it is. There's the runway. We're good. Whew. How's that for a non-standard approach? Right. Well, ballsed approach. That's not my line-up. Right. Full flap. Going to be a bit long, maybe. No, I don't know. It's just look at it's doing its jumpy thing again. My word. Let's go. Well, I'm down. Let's bring the flaps up. Lightning turn, off to the left, and oh great, yeah, it really is jumping now. What's going on? Do wish it wouldn't do that. Right. Parking brake on. Make sure we haven't feathered anything. I've got ATC going mental because I'm not answering them. I'll forget it. Right. So, I've done the landing somehow. So, cowl flaps should be fully open. Flaps are up. Propellers are Max RPM, anti-icing off. Cabin pressurization check. Landing lights off and retract. 2, 3, 6, 7. Auto feather is off. I think that was the first thing I did. Cooling turbine can also go off. That one over there. Right. Now, are they not going to be able to bring our RPMs up to 1,000 so we don't coke the engines up? Right, back to clearance. I don't want to take off, I want to... No, okay, I'm just going to park where I want then. Pretend it's a Tesco's car park. So, we're going to park... I've already gone too far, I think, to go that way. We'll just go straight ahead then. Okie dokie. Actually, I think I'm going to switch off 1 and 4. Get some nice Himalayan air into the cockpit. Take the brake off. And away we go. Always look left and right, kids. Yep. That'll do us. Right. Where are we going to park? What was our fuel situation? We had 2 hours of fuel left, which isn't too bad, is it? I think we'll just park over here. God, it's really gone. I've PowerPoint presentation style FPS now. Oh. We're coming and going. Yeah, that looks like a lovely building, doesn't it? I think we'll park in front of that. Okay, parking brake is set, cowl flaps are open, flaps are up, propeller is full forwards, anti-icing is off, pressurisation is fine because I've opened the window, the landing lights are already off, I've turned off auto feather and the cooling turbine's off, so parking brake is on, mixture to idle cut off, ignition switch is off, inverter switch is off. Jenny switches off. Gust lock on. Before I lose an ankle. And remaining lights and switches as required. So we're going to turn the position off, the beacon off. Wing illumination I didn't forget to turn off this time. So we're going to turn off the power. And we're going to have a look and see if I destroyed my engines. Nope. That's all good, isn't it? So, ramp manager. We're going to have some wheel chocks. We'll put the pitot covers on. We're going to be leaking oil like a sieve because aeroplanes with radial engines. Mechanics are going to want to have a look. We want to get out. And they're going to want to have a look at what we've got on board. So it's everything basically except for ground power and a tow bar. Which would have been easier to say, wouldn't it? Let's have a look outside. So, we're down. And not dead. At Kathmandu International Airport. If you've watched this far, thank you for watching. Bye.